Good morning, everyone. So today I'm going to be talking to you about my second grade math lesson. My learning objective for the lesson is that I can use addition and subtraction to solve word problems. So basically what I'm going to be doing today is the students have previously learned how to add and subtract. They've solved one digit word problems, but they have not seen yet two-digit. So today our goal is to use our 5 steps to solve two-digit word problems. I would start off my lesson using scenarios. So for example, in my PowerPoint, as you can see here, my scenario 1 states that 8 kids went to the ice cream store, 7 more kids joined them a few minutes later. How many kids are at the ice cream store? So basically what I would have the kids do is I would want my kids to be moving constantly around the room in the beginning. I want them to be engaged and interactive in the lesson. So they would be moving around to represent what the scenario is asking. So for example, it says, like I just read, there's 8 kids. So 8 kids would be going to the front of the room and they would be showing me that there was 8 kids at the store. So I would call on 8 kids, or I might say to the kids, you work together and you decide what 8 kids want to come up to the front of the room. So those 8 kids would be in front of the room. The kids that are not in front of the room would be working at their seats and showing me 8 at their seats, whether they're using cubes or they're using their whiteboards or their markers. That's their choice. They have options. And then 7 more kids join them. So I would ask 7 more kids to come up to the front of the room, or have the kids work it out and have them come up. And that would give us a total number. 8 plus 7. Okay, your answer is 15. So there should be 15 kids in the room, and the kids that are working at their seats should be able to show me 8 plus 7 equals 15. I have a couple scenarios here. I won't go through each one, but basically if I was continuing to teach this lesson, I would go to the next scenario, which is there are 8 kids at the park, 5 kids had to go home for dinner. How many kids are left? So again, there would be 8 kids in front of the room. Then it said 5 kids have to go home. So I would ask 5 kids to sit down, and that would show us how many kids are left at the park, because 5 of them had to go home. So 8 minus 5, we get our answer. And it moves on to show you different scenarios. So I have about 4 scenarios here just to get them engaged and ready for the lesson. Okay, then I'm going to move on to a book. It's called You Can, Too Can Math by David Elder. This book I love. It's has addition, multiplication, subtraction, and division word problems all in the book. So it's basically you read a word problem and the kids have to decide whether you have to add, subtract, multiply, divide. And some of these problems you can do either addition or multiplication, and that's what I really love about it because it engages the kids as well. So I would start off next talking about this book. I would go to one of the problems. So I can go to the first one. It reads 2 toucans. It says 2 toucans and 7 and 4 toucans more. How many toucans are 2, 7, and 4? So I would ask the kids to tell me, well, what's the clues that told you whether to add, subtract, multiply, or divide? So here it says, like I just read, 2 toucans and 7 and 4 toucans more. How many toucans are 2, 7, and 4? So here it's saying how many tells us to add. So I would be looking for the kids to tell me that we have to add. So we have 2 plus 7 and 4, and that gives us 13. So that's where we have an answer. We're looking for those clue words, and that's what I'm looking for the kids to do. Here there's another example. A woodpecker pecks an elm, an oak, and a beech. In all, how many pecks does the woodpecker peck? If the woodpecker pecks the 3, 4 pecks each. So we have in a whole here. That tells us that we are going to add all the 4. So we would add 4 plus 4 plus 4. That gives us 12. And there's plenty of examples here. I'm not going to go on and read, but like I said, they could use addition, and that one problem I just read, they can use addition and multiplication. So I love it, and I love the visuals in the picture, and the kids love reading it with me. After I was done reading some examples in the book and the kids were able to tell me the key terms that they were looking for, I would just review with them quickly these addition and subtraction words. These are the key words that they're looking for when they're solving problems, and this is something that we have been working on, so the kids are aware of it, but this is something I would have a bigger poster than this, obviously, in front of the room, and so they can clearly see it, and it's something that they can clearly see as well, and it's visual. We have that. Okay. Next, I'm going to be demonstrating to you the 5 steps of solving a word problem. Okay, and that's going to be in my next video.